Hello and welcome back to my channel. In this channel, I'm discussing now history of English literature for the perspective of HPAS, mains examinational option subject as English. While preparing my notes in handwritten notes, I had written history of English literature from 1600 to 1901, but I prepare my PPT through Chat GPT and it read the notes as 1901. So we will discuss today from 1600 to 1901. Before discussing, I would like to say that history of English literature is very vast subject, but we are here to read it for the perspective of HPAS only. But due course of time, if I got time, definitely I will discuss history of English literature, every concept. But here I would like to discuss chronology. It's my second video lecture pertaining to history of English literature. The sole focus is to provide information and provide easy description of the topic. The sole motto is to bring it to the understanding level of the aspirants, understanding level of the viewers, and only convey the message that what literature was and what is its essence in present scenario. I will move from early 17th century, that was 1600 to 1660. The history of English literature is marked by most productive. It marked by dramatic social, political and cultural changes. It also bridges the end of Elizabethan age and start of Jacobean age and Charles Caroline age. The James I period between 1603 to 1625, known as Jacobean period, and the period of King Charles I, 1625 to 1640, is known as Caroline age. Very, very important. Queen Elizabeth, who reigned from 1558 to 1603, dies in 1603. After the death of Queen Elizabeth, James I became the king. It was also known as the Stuart rule in Britain. There was also rise of Puritanism and conflict between monarchy and parliament. Very very important point it is. Puritan जो हम कहते हैं, प्यूरिटनिज्म इसका स्पेसिफिक एक टॉपिक है, इसको मैं प्यूरिटनिज्म में डिस्कस करूँगा कि पार्लियामेंट और मोनार्की के बीच किस तरह से विवाद हुआ। और इंग्लिश सिविल वॉर जो फाइट हुआ 1642 से 1651 की अगर हम बात करें, तो इसमें चार्ल्स जो थे, किंग चार्ल्स वन, इनको एग्जीक्यूट कर दिया गया और इनकी जगह जो राइज हुआ, ओलिवर क्राउनवेल का इसमें राइज हुआ। और एट द मेन टाइम, इस टाइम जब हम बात करते हैं, अगर ड्रामा की बात करें तो हल्का सा डार्कर जो पीरियड रहा ये ड्रामा में, और मेटाफिजिकल पीरियड और कैवेलर पोइट्री का इसमें उद्भव हुआ। रिलीजियस एंड पॉलिटिकल थीम्स डोमिनेट हुए। ये वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट है, क्योंकि अभी अगर इससे पहले की बात की जाए तो एट द टाइम ऑफ शेक्सपियर 1616 तक ड्रामा जो अपने चरम पे था, और जो एलिजाबेथन पीरियड है इसे गोल्डन पीरियड कहा जाता है हिस्ट्री ऑफ इंग्लिश लिटरेचर में। अगर मैं की लिटरेरी फिगर्स की बात करूँ, विलियम शेक्सपियर, वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, 1564 to 1616. Ben Jonson, 1572 to 1637. He wrote down many plays, in which also includes satirical plays, Walpurn. अल्केमिस्ट है इनका, द साइलेंट वुमेन है इनका। उसके बाद जो मेटाफिजिकल पोइट्स, वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, एज आई हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस्ड इन द ड्यूरिंग सिलेबस एनालिसिस। मेटाफिजिकल पोइट्स में हमारे पास थे जॉन डन, जॉन डन के बाद थे जॉर्ज हर्बर्ट, एंड्रयू मार्वेल। अगर कैवेलियर पोइट्स की बात करें तो कैवेलियर पोइट्स में थे हमारे पास रॉबर्ट हैरिक, रिचर्ड लवलेस, थॉमस कैरियो। और प्रोज राइटर्स की बात करें तो फ्रांसिस बेकन, जिन्हें हम फादर ऑफ इंग्लिश ऐसे भी कहते हैं। शायद इसमें नोट्स में ये एग्जैक्ट फिगर इनको ये कनेक्ट नहीं कर पाया, तो ऐसे में मैंने ये डिस्कस कर दिया है। इसके अलावा जो फिगर बचे थे हमारे पास, मैंने सारा डिस्कस कर दिया है। अगर हम कैविलियर पोइट्स की बात करें तो उन्होंने मोनार्की को सपोर्ट किया था। इनके जो वर्क हैं उनको लव लिरिक्स के नाम से भी जाना जाता है। अब बात आती है रिस्टोरेशन पीरियड की, वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। वाई द पर्टिकुलर पीरियड इज कॉल्ड रिस्टोरेशन पीरियड? सो you know very well, as already discussed in this lecture, that King Charles I was executed, and the rise of Oliver Cromwell, the period between 1642 to 1660 was under the rule of Cromwell. But after that, again, King Charles II was restored in the monarchy. It was again the revival of art and literature. There was also important question. Theatre were closed in 1642, but again theatre were reopened. Just wait. Theatre were closed in England in 1642, and 1660 theatres were reopened. Women also begin acting. Very very important. It was also the time of the rise of science and rationalism. If we will talk about the literary characteristics of the time period, it was the time of satire and comedy was flourished at that time. Very very important. Comedy also became more worldly and witty. It is also known as restoration comedy. Prose saw a growth of modern journalism. Very very important. If we will talk about key writers, John Dryden, very very important, 1631 to 1700. Then we have, he was also poet laureate. Samuel Pepys was also famous diary writer, recording the everyday life of London. Then we have Afra Behan, 1642-89, first professional female writer. Her novel Orinoco. William Congreve, again The Way of the World, written by William Congreve. Now we will move forward to the Augustan Age. Augustan Age was the period between 1700 to 1745. It is also known as the New Classical Age. It was marked by order, balance, and reason. Rule of Queen Anne and George I and II. It was also age of enlightenment and the age of rationalism. Growth of newspaper, essay, and periodicals start in the particular period. If you talk about the literary characteristics, there was focus on clarity, logic, decorum, and rise of prose, satire, and essay. Literature emphasized on clarity, logic, and decorum. If we talk about the major writer of the particular era, Alexander Pope, 1688 to 1744, he was famous for the heroic couplet, a rape of the lock, essay on man, and Dunciad. Then we have Jonathan Swift. Jonathan Swift was a master satirist. His Gulliver Travel and also a modest proposal is greatest satire. Then we have Joseph Addison and Richard Steele. Their periodicals, very very important, the Spectator and the Tatler. They are proposing social and moral ideas, and Daniel Defoe has early English novels, Robinson Crusoe and Moll Flanders. Very very important. Then we have Age of Sensibility, 1745 to 1798. It was a traditional era leading to romanticism. Very very important. Influenced by the Industrial Revolution and French Revolution, along with American Revolution, which inspires new idea among the freedom of individualism. We will talk about the literature begins focusing on emotion, nature, and individual experience. Rise of sentimental novel and pre-romantic poetry was prevalent in the particular era. Key literary figures were Samuel Johnson, very very important question has asked about is dictionary. A dictionary of English language was published in 1755 by Samuel Johnson. Also essays and criticism. Then we have James Boswell. Life of Samuel Johnson was written by James Boswell. Then we have Thomas Gray. Thomas Gray wrote Elegy written in Country Churchyard. Then we have Edward Gibbon. Edward Gibbon has written The Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire. If we will talk about the novelist, Four Whales, which contains Laura Stern, Samuel Richardson, Henry Fielding, Horace Walpole. I'm missing one name. Lawrence Richardson, Smollett, and Fielding. Lawrence Stern, Rydon Tristram Shandy, Samuel Richardson, Pamela and Clarissa, Henry Fielding, Tom Jones, Horace Walpole, The Castle of Otranto. It was the first Gothic novel also. Then we will move forward to the Romantic period. Romantic period was a period between 1798 to 1837. It was the reign of It was the period of Romanticism. Romanticism emphasized on imagination, nature, emotion, and individualism. It was a reaction against industrialization and rationalism and of enlightenment. It was influenced by French revolutionary ideas and French revolution ideals, growth of nationalism, and interest in the medieval themes. Return to nature, very very important. Return to nature and rural life was the prime focus, and there was also focus on personal feelings and imagination. Rise of the lyrical ballads, very very important. Lyrical ballad is the technique of writing poetry. I will discuss all this when we will talk about the glossary of poetry or literary terms. More probably, I will make my focus on ode, sonnet, ballad. There are 20 odd words which I will discuss separately in a particular lecture. But right now, I had already discussed that I'm preparing this topic only for the purpose of HPAS means optional subject English literature. And that's why those in the target group, those who will listen my video or watch my video, definitely I request from them to comment in the comment box. After completing this series, I will continue again with the history of English literature. I will prepare more notes that will enhance my knowledge, and also it would be fruitful to all the aspirants like NET, SET, state exams, any exam pertaining to English like lecture, PGT. So if anyone even feel that the information I'm giving is helpful for him, definitely please comment in the comment section, and I will prepare other video, but after completing the syllabus. I will discuss the syllabus, then I will move forward to prepare more detailed videos. Now, if we are talking about the romantic period, the first generation of romantics, very important, include William Wordsworth, S.T. Coleridge. Their work, both of them write lyrical ballads, but William Wordsworth also write on prelude. S.T. Coleridge's work, The Rime of Ancient Mariner, Kubla Khan, these are the important work written by William Wordsworth and S.T. Coleridge. Then I will move forward to the second generation of romantic poets, in which we have Lord Byron, P.B. Shelley, John Keats, and Jane Austen. Lord Byron write Child, Harold, Pilgrimage, P.B. Shelley, Ode to West Wind and Prometheus, Unbound, John Keats, Ode to Nightingale, Ode on a Grecian Urn, and John Austen, Novel of Manners like Pride and Prejudice. Very important again, although it was only important literary figures and their work I have discussed. Why? Because in the particular examination, the specified syllabus is here. If I will give irrelevant material here, so more probably aspirant would be in suspense that what to read, what to left. Why? Because English literature is a very vast subject. There are several writers, several of works written by an independent writer. So it would not be easy to us to cater to complete the syllabus within the specified period. Why? The special focus is on the specified syllabus. There is a written syllabus given by the HPAS. So we will only stick on those topics which were written in the syllabus. But after that, definitely to enhance our knowledge, to enhance our knowledge about the English literature, means to say that we would be capable of giving answers. We should have that comparative skill, analytic, synthetic skills should also be there. But very first it is need to cover the syllabus. After that we will discuss all the other topic systematically. Now I would like to move forward to the last topic, that is the Victorian age, 1837 to 1901. It was the period of stability and empire expansion. It was again the peak of the British Empire. Industrial growth, social reform movement were prevalent at that particular time, and scientific progress like Darwin's theory of evolution. It was, I think, 1859, not sure. Then we have literary characteristics of the era. Realism and moral seriousness was there. Novel became the dominant literary form. A rise of social critique in literature were also the prominent point of this era. Key literary figure, if I will discuss here, Alfred Lord Tennyson, and he wrote on In Memoriam and The Child of the Light Brigade. Robert Browning wrote down dramatic monologues such as My Last Duchess. Elizabeth Barrett Browning wrote down Sonnet from the Portuguese, and Matthew Arnold wrote down Dover Beach. Novelists of the era were Charles Dickens, very important. His novels like Oliver Twist, Great Expectation, David Copperfield are very enthusiastic, very, one can say that, thought-provoking novels. Charlotte Bronte read on John Eyre, Emily Bronte's Wuthering Heights, very important. It is also the part of our syllabus. I will separately discuss all the topic in वन लेक्चर इन वन टॉपिक, मीन्स टू से दैट हम लोग इस तरह से डिस्कशन करेंगे कि एक दिन में एक टॉपिक या दो टॉपिक इकट्ठे ले लूँगा। मुझे नहीं लगता कि अगर एक नॉवल किया जाएगा तो नॉवल एक दिन में एक ही होगा, चाहे वो 20-25 मिनट का जितना भी होगा। इसमें थीम, लैंग्वेज, कैरेक्टर्स, समरी, वो सारा हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे कि मैं कहना चाहता हूँ कि इससे जो हमारा स्टडी थोड़ा सा इजी बने। वी हैव ऑल्सो जॉर्ज इलियट, मैरियन इवांस, sorry, George Eliot, Middlemarch, and we have Thomas Hardy, Tess of the Dear Vowels. If we will talk about prose and criticism, we have John Ruskin, Art, Criticism and Social Commentary, Thomas Carlyle, Historical Essays, and Charles Darwin, The Origin of Species, 1859. 1859 is the exact date. So it was all from my side for today. Today again was only chronology. Chronology in the sense is that I would like to discuss only dates. I was keen to discuss only date. Why? Because 1600 to 1660 it was 1603 to 25 was a Jacobean age, 1625 to 1662 Caroline, then again 1660 to 1785, 1700, then 1700 to 1745, then 1745 to 1798, 1798 to 1837, 1837 to 1901. Only this was my motto, to just give you the overview that how the particular history of English literature emerged and how the changes occur in the. This was all from my side. Thanks for listening. If you feel that the material provided by me is helpful for anyone, please like, subscribe and share my channel. And if any suggestion and comment, please comment in the comment box. You all are welcome. Your suggestions are welcome. I promise that with due course of time I will change, I will improve, not change, but I will improve the idea. Right now, it's a starting phase. The way we people are discussing, the way we people are gaining knowledge. The only sole motto is to provide information. The sole motto is to provide information as आई नो, मतलब मुझे जितना ज्ञान है, ज्ञान तो मैं क्या कहूँगा, मैंने जितना घर पढ़ा है उसके आधार पर मैं जो प्रोड्यूस कर पाऊँगा वो मैं प्रोड्यूस करना चाहता हूँ। और मेरा सबसे निवेदन है कि शेयर करें, लाइक करें, सब्सक्राइब करें, और जो भी इसमें मिस्टेक्स हुई हैं उसके लिए आप कमेंट बॉक्स में कमेंट करें और हम लोग इन्हें समय के साथ सुधारेंगे। थैंक यू, थैंक्स अ लॉट।